I'm driven to empower you. Be empowered, be renewed, be uplifted with a brand new attitude. I'm driven to empower you. Be empowered, be renewed, be uplifted with a brand new attitude. I'm driven to empower you.
Welcome back to Driven to Empower You, and I'm your host, Willette M Hurst. If this is your first time, welcome to the family, and if it's not your first time, welcome back. We want to know, we know you could be doing anything else on this Saturday, and we appreciate the time that you are spending with us. Our job here at Driven to Empower You is to serve our audience and to serve our guests. They are sharing their intimate part of themselves, and we honor them for doing that. Today's guest is Marilyn Eccles, and she retired from the LA County Probation Department. She's here to share a very intimate part of her story. We are honoring her daughter today, her daughter's legacy, and we're here to honor Marilyn also. So I don't want to do a whole lot of talking because on this show, I want to do a whole lot of serving. So can you please bring Marilyn on, please? Hey, gorgeous.
Hi.
So we're here to talk about your daughter's legacy, and first pronounce her name because I didn't want to pronounce it incorrectly, especially with the meaning that you said.
Her name is Alanya Eccles.
Mm-hmm.
Her name, it means calm. Comes from the country in Turkey. It's a Turkish name, Islamic country. They have an Alanya tribe there. They also have a city that's called Alanya as well, a resort. Yeah, in Turkey. And she and I were going to visit Turkey, but we never did get that opportunity.
Wow, that's a lot. People should always know what their name means.
Yes, I agree. And the reason why I'm wearing royal blue earrings, that's her favorite color.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so, and my hair is, I locked my hair, and that is in honor of her as well, because she had naturally curly hair.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to honor her in that way.
A beautiful young lady. So we haven't really said what the show is about because I really wanted them to hear from your heart.
Okay.
So tell us about why we're here on the show. What you want, what you need the people to hear from your heart.
I'm here because I am a survivor of a suicide prevention person, I guess you could say, my daughter. Um, I like to go back to how it all happened, and how it impacted my life, and how I went from that to here.
Okay.
So her birthday is June 11th, and in June 11th, excuse me, so June 11th, I she was her birthday. She in 2017, she uh, she was with her sister, and celebrated with her sister and her nieces and nephews. And she came home that evening. And this is June 11th. So June 12th, we were together. We went to what is called one of those Jamba Juice. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we went there, and she kept typing on her phone, and I asked her, I said, "Are you okay?" And she turned to me and said, "Is there anything you want to tell me?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, there is something I want to tell you." I said, "You have more years ahead of you than I do, so you can be and do whatever you want to be and do in your life." And she shook her head. She said, mm-hmm. And she kept typing. So we went home, and she was sitting on the couch, and she said, oh, I'm so tired. And I looked at her, and I walked over to her and handed her the remote control. And when I turn around, I'm saying, why does she have a glow like around her? I'm like, this is really something. And I see this light around her, but I keep going, but I feel something is not right.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Long Beach, visit my cousin. We went, did a few things, and something hit me like I don't know, hit me right at my stomach, in my gut. And I told my cousin Barbara, I said, Barbara, I have to go home. Something is wrong with Alanya.
Mm-hmm.
I called her and I said, Alanya, I'm on my way. We're going to go see the nutritionist, because she had became a vegan and she was losing weight. And I noticed that. So we went to the doctor. The doctor said, yeah, well, we'll check her out. And then she go see a nutritionist. And that was on, her birthday was on a Sunday. And we're talking about Monday, June 12th in 2017. So when I, I got that gut feeling, and I got in my car and I came home. And as I came home, I'm driving, and I driving to the gate and open up my garage. And I said, my garage doesn't look right. Something's out of place, because there was something in the center of the garage where I couldn't move any further. So I get out of the garage, get out of my car, and walk around. I still don't see her. And I'm looking around, and I look to the right. I don't see her. I look to my left, and I see her, and she hung herself. And I am like, at that point, in total shock. I'm screaming. I call 911. Um, they asked me my address. I said, my address. I couldn't talk. I was going pacing back and forth. She was too high. I couldn't get her down. But the odd thing about this was, there was incense burning in my garage, and she placed, I guess, like a comforter in back of her, which I don't understand any of that. I to this day I don't, and I'm not trying to understand it.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that that's how that's the way the scene was set, and
Mm-hmm.
she did that. So I taught her how to journal as a little girl, and so she had a notebook when I went into the house, and her purse, and her keys, I think, on the kitchen table, and her phone was still plugged in in the socket. And I'm thinking everything is nice and neat. And I'm like, what is, I'm okay. So I said, there's got to be something here. So I was, the police came, and I was looking in her, oh my gosh, excuse me. There's people calling and texting and can't get on. And I'm like, I can't stop. um, then let's see, where was I? Anyway, the police was there, and I was looking in her purse. I wanted to take her ID, because I wanted to keep the picture. They said, no, you can't have the ID. And I worked in law enforcement. I know you can't keep the ID. So I
Mm-hmm.
gave it to the officer. As a matter of fact, they took the whole purse. And I looked in the folder, and um, she had some notes, some instructions for me as well as to what to do. And I'm still in shock at this point. My first year of being a survivor of suicide was shock. I was in total shock. Um, I read a note that she left for me, and the note basically said, I don't have it right here with me, but I can remember it saying that, I know that I traumatized you, but go to God for your answers. And there was some other stuff, very vague. And I have been, when I went to my doctor, because I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't sleep. And my doctor said, you have to go speak to someone stat. And I'm thinking, no, I can handle this. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
I went home, and she gave me a number to a therapist. It took me about 2 weeks to go, because I'm like, no, I'm okay. But I wasn't okay.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the therapist, and he was a big help to me. Um, I went there angry, hurt her, and shout out to her mentor. Um, he talked to me and said, "Have you screamed?" Because people are going to go back to their life, and everybody, no one's going to be around pretty soon.
Mm.
I told him, no, I haven't. So I started screaming and pacing the floor, and I was beating up pillows, and and my shout out to my probation family. I had, I really, that was, we developed a relationship before I left the probation department. Some of us really became family. I have a sister now from probation, and I shout out to Olivia. I know she's out there, and Trailer, who was, I went back to work. Matter of fact, after her service, thinking that I was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Back to work, and I what I did, I worked 3 days on and 4 days off. So
Mm-hmm.
I went back to my job, and the third day, I said I gotta go. I said I can't be here, and so thank you, Trailer, for allowing me to leave that day. And you said go ahead and go home. Take care of yourself. And then he just told me hi, Trailer. Okay, so before all of this happened, I wanted to bring up two other people that I said something to be even before this happened to my daughter. Um, it was my cousin Eddie and Phil, who lives in Atlanta, Georgia. I talked to both of them, and I told the only two people I told. I said, you know what? I will be surprised if Alanya does not live past the month of June. I don't know why I said that. I had no idea.
Wow.
Things just started, just like the glow, and another thing happened to me after she passed away. Um, I was afraid to go into the garage. I would drive into the garage. I'd leave the door open until I'd get into the house. Then I would close the door. I was afraid to stay by myself for a while. But what I did was, um, I stayed with my cousin, and thank you, Barbara, for allowing me to come to your house and stay those first 3 days, because I couldn't have done it. I was too afraid to stay there. Wasn't myself at all.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was going to church, and I was sitting there, but I was in a daze. I couldn't tell you what was being said. I know that I was present, body, but not there mentally at all. And one thing happened to me while, I think I said the first week of her passing, I walked from the garage into the house, closed the garage door, and I couldn't move anymore. Now there's a kitchen, and then there's the living room. I was like stuck. I couldn't move, and I didn't understand that. But I looked up in the sky, and I saw Lanya go this way to the right, and this black cloud went to the left.
Mm.
I immediately made an appointment to see my pastor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking this is something is not right, and he said that whatever spirit that had control over her or took over her whole entire being could have attached to you, but it left your house
Mm.
to attach to someone else or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, some other entity. And it really spooked me out. um, I wanted to say that um, one of her classmates approached me, and Ronnie, if you're listening, thank you very much for approaching me, and jump starting this whole project. It was Ronnie, Felicia, and Billy. If you're out there, I really appreciate all three of you. We met quite a bit at after this happened. I told them, come on, let's meet at my house, and no one wanted to come to my house, and I understood why.
Mm-hmm.
Met somewhere else. We met, and we had meetings, and we were going to create this foundation for her, and at and it was called the Alanya Echoes Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
But the first event we had, which it's this right here, and it was the book release, and that's the book, her right here. That's her book, the cover.
Mm-hmm.
And we had the event. It was a day after my birthday. It was really a nice event. We had poetry, because my daughter. Go back into her history. She she was into poetry. She ran track. She broke her record in the 300 hurdles and broke the school's record. She was the track team leader. And shout out to Paramount High School, um, because they were instrumental in my second event.
Mm-hmm.
So the first event, we launched the book, and this is the book here, and it's called Lullabies for the Soul, and it's by Alanya Eccles. And this book, we got she had people that she wanted to publish the book, so I allowed them to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we and I had t-shirts made. We had poetry, we had singing, we had dancing, we had food, vegan food, we had uh beautiful, the decoration. It was very decorative. It was in her colors too, in blue. And we all wore different shades of blue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So anyway, the first event was a big success because there was no. It was at the Manizar. It's a Gamboa Manizar Theater in Long
Mm-hmm.
Beach, and we had standing room only.
Mm.
And so that event, and all the poets out there, the shout out to all the poetry community for, showing up and showing out. I appreciate you. Um, I have a lot of people that I had surrounded, around me, and Miss Katie, and just a lot of my. Well, it was five of us, a group of us. We called ourselves the Five Heartbeats. Shout out to the four heartbeats. I'm the fifth one. So thank you. Someone said thank you. Someone,
Listen in love and
yeah, thank
in
you. I
love and
appreciate you.
strength.
I
She
appreciate you.
is a she is an amazing woman.
Thank you so much, because I couldn't have done it without, me holding on to my faith,
Mm-hmm.
and my pastor, um, my immediate family, my cousins, Anthony, Eddie, my brother Don, my brother John, my sister Deborah, and their wives and husbands were all there. They came that very night. They came to my rescue. My daughter Janae. Um, I know. Shout out to Janae. I know this has been rough for you. It has been rough for me, and Justice, and all her nieces and nephews, and just really, they really miss her a lot.
I'm sure.
Lot. She
I'm
took
sure.
a lot of time with the children. I'm trying to. Um, she also was, besides being a poet, she was an extra in movies.
Mm.
And she did some other things that I'm trying to remember. There's so many things that this young lady did. I'm just surprised, and I don't have the. I'll never have what I found out in Survivor Suicide is an SOS group, and it's called Survivors of Suicide.
Mm-hmm.
When I started going to that group outside of going to therapy, I found out that I will never find answers.
Mm-hmm.
You may never get the answers as to why she did what she did. Most of the letters or they leave behind are so vague you will not know what they. Hi Cameron. And so, hi Henry. So anyway, I you know I can't even tell you how, I went through so much until, okay, I lost weight. I couldn't eat. um I, I just, what, I started listening to a lot of music at night, a lot of gospel, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
inspirational music. And I used to journal, but after this incident I stopped journaling. I tried, and at the survivors of suicide groups. And shout out to the whole entire group, Jerry and Gary, for sure. Shout out to them. Said, well, why don't you, if you journal, if you don't feel like journaling, just write write just something down. It can be one word, just write it down. So I started doing that. And they also know that I was very, very angry during that time. That was my biggest thing. I could not.
She hosted a radio show at college too.
Yes, she did. Thank you, sister. She did, and it was called Lady Says. As a matter of fact, she dedicated one of her shows to me. Thank you. I can't remember everything.
Yeah.
And it
But
was on.
you have a lot of support. You and
Yeah,
your daughter, and whatever you have to do, if you have to cry, whatever you need to feel, this is about you and about
yeah,
serving you and her.
that's
It's
true.
about you serving you and her.
I appreciate that. She graduated from Cal State Dominguez in 2012. Um, in that notebook that I found of hers, she had been contemplating suicide since 2013.
Mm.
I'm not sure. Um, like I said, she didn't leave any notes to why I'm doing this. Or there was a lady that she spoke with, and I happened to listen to the audio this morning for some reason. I went to her page. Her page is still up, and
Mhm.
someone had to be the beneficiary of that page, and she didn't include me as somebody, but they kept the page going. I tried to shut it down, and but I couldn't. And so I started posting pictures of her. And then I started my own um, page for her, and I would do
Mhm.
pictures. And then one day something hit me. I said, "No, quit doing this to yourself. You do it. You're. Let's make it. Let's turn this around and make this a positive thing.
Mhm.
So I had another friend that I speak to quite often, and she if she's out there, she knows who I'm talking about. Yolanda, thank you so much. Um, I also talked with one of I was in the Girl Scouts, and one of the Girl Scouts
Mhm.
became a therapist, a psychologist. I
Mhm.
spoke with her, and the way she explained it to me, it became very positive. It wasn't a negative thing, because my first instinct was, I can't give this girl a funeral. She committed a sin. That's what I was taught.
Mm.
And my cousins were all shaking their head, and we said, no, you can't. And I'm saying, then the more I thought about it, the more people I talked to, and then I started to understand that this is just the next chapter of her life, and that's the way it ended. So it's not a negative. I don't understand it, but
Mhm.
sometimes I think that the world was just too much for her.
Mhm.
Was very sensitive, but was very strong. She portrayed to be very, very strong and very, very blunt, and but she was very, very vulnerable,
Mm.
ultra sensitive.
Mhm.
Um, so I'm looking at some of the other things that accomplished. She was hmm,
But most creatives are sensitive people.
yeah, she did a lot of writing. I have tons and tons of journals that I cannot look at right now. When I get the strength to start reading them, I will, because she wrote down everything.
Mm.
Her dreams, her daily whatever she did, it's in writing.
Mhm.
Her whole life is in writing. Uh, but before she took her life, she threw away her trophies. She had tons of trophies, and threw away all of her mail, everything that belonged to her. She tossed, except her clothes and things like that. I donated all of that to
Mhm.
the mission. And thank you, Jesse and Maisel, for coming over and helping me with the getting her belongings together, and transporting them to the Union in downtown LA. So I just wanted to say that our first event was the book release, and then we had a second event. Um, it's called Lullabies for the Soul.
Mm.
Second event was the first event was in the first event was in March of 2018, and the second event was in October of 2019. And after that, COVID hit, so I shut everything down. But this is where I decided to do the nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
And the nonprofit, I said no, I don't want to name. For some reason or another, I didn't want to use her name. So
Mm-hmm.
I decided to use the title of her first book, and it's called Lullabies for the Soul. And that's the name of the organization, the nonprofit. And I really like that. And I'm happy that I chose that name.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she also wrote, I can show the book. This is the book. It's called Lullabies for the Soul. Okay. And it has the,
Beautiful picture.
thank you.
Yeah, beautiful picture.
Yeah.
The other also the other book that she did. Can you show us the other picture of the? Because we really want to know who this beautiful
Okay.
young lady. Yeah.
This is the second book. It's called Auntie's Love, and
Okay.
she loved all of her nieces and nephews. So I made she wrote
Oh.
all of them a message in the book, every last one.
Ooh.
So I have a copy for all of them.
Mm-hmm.
One Some of them are too young to keep up with books right now, so I said I'll hold them, and I do have more copies of the book. And I'm going to have an upcoming event, and we're starting. I have getting a group together. The group that I had before, everybody has branched out and they're doing their own thing, and
Mm-hmm.
I really am appreciative of them jump starting me to get where I am. But before I even thought about getting back into this, I received a text at 3 o'clock in the morning last year, and it was I'll say one of my client students,
Mm-hmm.
my baby, my daughter now, and Ashley. And I said to call me. She called me and she told me that one of her good friends to the family first, took his life.
Oh
And she was
wow.
really upset, and we talked. And actually, from that conversation, she jump started me to get back into this and say, you know what, I can't stop.
You can't.
I cannot stop. And
You cannot stop. You
thank you.
cannot.
Thank you, Pamela, and thank you, Val. Pamela she posts beautiful pictures all the time.
Mm.
And thank you for, I can't see who it is, but thank you so much. And Anthony, thank you so much. And
You
I
can't stop.
appreciate you.
You
No, I'm
can't.
not going to
You
stop.
can't stop. We're here to support you. Look how much love
Thank you, Val. Thank you
that
so much.
you're loved.
Yeah,
You
thank you.
and her were loved, and you have a legacy that she left behind.
Yeah, thank you so much. And
Yeah.
June, my cousin in Texas, thank you. I know you're watching.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, everyone. I have Johnetta, all my Texas family. Thank you. Shout out to all the Ellisons, and appreciate you. It's been it's been a wild ride for me.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody, I don't wish this on anybody, because me maneuvering through life now, it's a new normal. I'm not the
Mm-hmm.
same. I will never be the same.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some of my probation family knew me before, this incident. And I remember I went the same day that this happened. I went to Olivia, which in probation we use our last name. So
Mm-hmm.
Zamudio, thank you so much. Guti, you're my sister. And I went to her house, but I hadn't seen her son, Matthew.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter kept calling me, and she actually said, "Wow, that's strange. She's calling me a lot." And I said, that is funny. She never does that, but she kept calling me and calling me and calling me. And I look back, and I noticed, and I look back, and I'm thinking, she started asking me about my timeline when I would come home. What are you doing? Where are you going? How long are you going to be? And I'm thinking, well, that's how I asked her. I said, well, why are you asking me all these questions? She said, I'm just concerned. But no, she was plotting. She was planning, because she left notes everywhere in her car. My cousin Eddie came over and took a book. Thank you. Thank you so much. Took a piece of furniture that was hers, and it had notes in there. So I know she's, thank you, cousin. I know that this was well thought out, and I did all of her friends. Nene, that was her best friend. I'm thinking of the other one because they shared the same birthday. And I'm trying to think of her name right now, but it'll come to me. And they came to my house, and there were people at my house, and I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. There were people at my house that really didn't care for me, but they came anyway because they wanted to know what was going on.
Oh, wow.
They were more interested in what happened than what was going on with me. And some of them were turned. One cousin was turned away because we don't even talk. So I don't want you. This time right now, I'm in control of my life right now, and you're not in it, and I don't want you in it. So thank you so much. So
and that's understandable when you go through something traumatic, especially to this degree. You set up your boundaries.
Yeah.
Because you're protecting yourself.
Yeah. Thank you, John. Thank you. But a lot of her classmates were, and I went to her friends. Matter of fact, one of them came to me a couple of days after that. He came to me, Robert. If you're listening, thank you, Robert. He came and he said, Miss Eccles, I just want to tell you that Alanya was not angry at you. And she wanted me to tell you that. And he said some other things I don't remember. But I just know that I'm glad that it was okay. Deanna, if she's there, it was Deanna, Robert, and my daughter. I never had to ask this young lady, Alanya, not one day to do her homework. It was automatic. They would, all three of those kids would be in my living room on the floor doing homework when I would come home from work. They were very close. That was they were very tight until they grew up and everybody went their separate ways. Yeah.
We're gonna pause because I want you to take a break too. So we're gonna play it. We're gonna play a song and just to take a pause for a little bit. Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
In the name of Jesus, I establish my legal right as an intercessor in this region, for you have given me the authority. So I appeal to the God who said in 2 Chronicles 7:14, if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I would hear from heaven, forgive their sins and heal the land. I declare that we are coming into a place of sanctification in you. Hear our cry in heaven, O God, and whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever ye shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. For you are God and God alone, for you are holy, for you are the God of peace. You are the Lion of Judah. You are Alpha and Omega. You are beginning and end. You are our shelter and our fortress. We acknowledge your glory, O Father. You are our strong tower, our rock, our sword, our shield. You are our safe place, the God that answers by fire. We decree and declare in this next level in you, there shall be no backlash. There shall be no retaliation. We ask that your presence would invade our space. As you invade our space, we ask that you would enlarge our territory. Lord, direct the steps of the godly. You delight in every detail of our lives. Though we stumble, we will not fall. For the Lord holds our hands, our Savior, our Redeemer. Allow these prayers to be holy and acceptable unto you. We call forth angelic intervention even now. Your kingdom shall not be destroyed. We rebuke and uproot every diabolical spirit that wants to come up against us. For in Ephesians 6:12 you declare, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. We get into divine and direct alignment in you, oh Father. For we destroyed the kingdom of darkness. We speak power over the region. We speak power over the nation. We speak power over the country. We speak power over the government. We speak power over our school system. We speak power over our cities and call for peace. For we serve a wonderful counselor, a mighty God, a prince of peace. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lifted up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. You are the I am you are. So we speak and let there be in our atmosphere. Let there be peace that surpasses all understanding. Let there be a wave of calmness that sweeps through the nation. Your people are breathing today, oh Father. So Abba, come see about us. We receive of your love on today. We continue to present ourselves as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable. Allow us to be more alert.
Welcome back to Driven to Empower You, and I'm your host, Willette M Hurst, and we have this awesome, beautiful, powerful woman, Marilyn E. Coles, because I don't want to mess up your name. You're on mute. You.
Okay.
So we were listening to the song "Pray" by Tamara Reed, featuring Tymere Miles. And so we were talking about the loss of your daughter, but also the legacy that with had something that's bad presents something that's going to be beautiful. Is going to birth something beautiful out of it. Is you're going to reach so many people. You're going to reach so many people. You're going to change so many lives. You and your daughter are going to change so many lives. I want you to know that God wants you to forgive yourself and to love yourself. Love yourself and know that it's not your fault. And that just and not let anybody tell you to hurry up and get over something, but allow yourself to feel it.
Yes.
If you feel like you got to cry today, then you cry.
Mm-hmm.
Tears are not extra body parts. If you need to scream, like he told you to scream, then you scream. But you be honest when you have so many people that are surrounding and supporting you, and you be honest. Don't hold it in. You deserve to be healed, and you deserve to be free. You are a beautiful woman. And we met on Facebook, and you are on Facebook encouraging the world.
Thank you so much.
Encouraging the world. And just go through the process. We don't know what happened.
No.
But we know that that young lady was very intelligent.
Very intelligent.
Very creative. Beautiful inside and out. She left a note for each one of her nieces and nephews. She left you a note. The light was because she was a beautiful individual. That's why you saw that bright light.
Right. That's exactly.
Mm-hmm. She was
Shout
a
out.
beautiful.
That's my brother-in-law. Thank you.
Hey,
you,
brother-in-law.
Pam, thank you, Pam. Thank you so much, Val and Pam and Carolyn. Thank you, Carolyn. I did take a deep breath, and thank you for saying that, because I needed to breathe. And you are so right.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my other two go-to persons. We talk, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Of
And
just about
keep
like
talking.
lessons.
Keep talking. Keep talking. Keep talking. Keep talking. You want to get it out. You want to get it out and not let it stay here. I know I can only imagine how painful it is to in regards to the loss. But what I can see that God is gonna. When I say it's gonna be glory after this. That is gonna be so beautiful after this because the legacy that she left, the legacy, the poems, the books, the people, the young people that you're going to reach from probation, the people that might want to take their life because they hear your story.
Yes.
Because they hear your story and you can talk to them to be authentic. And you can help free them and give them a voice.
That's right. Thank you, grandson. I just saw you pop up. LaWanda, my beautician, no longer my beautician, but thank you so much. And she, I never ever, we never talked about it, never discussed it with her, never opened my mouth because when I first got, she didn't start my locks, but the lady that did, for some reason, she said to me, if there's anything negative, don't bring it in here. I don't want to talk about it.
We
So,
got viewers from Love in Jamaica, a church in Jamaica.
oh,
Hi.
thank you. Thank you. But I do want to say that there is a National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, and
Okay.
it's now 988. It's now the Suicide and Crises Lifeline. So if you ever need to talk, they have a warm line as well. If you need to speak to someone, even if you call me, just like Ashley called me and literally said she's going to set up a meeting at her house, and she did that. I took my daughter's picture. Her aunt had took her life, and it was a cousin, and then it was a gentleman that she called me about, and we had like almost like a memorial that day.
Mm.
And also my second, at the second, the the second event that I had, we did have a balloon launching. We released balloons. I had balloons in all different colors, shades of blue. So I have pictures of that, but I don't have it with me. It's in my phone. I should have taken a picture of it, but anybody wants to see the picture, we will have them on the website, and you can see you will be able to see pictures from both events. Yeah.
You said you had statistics in regards to suicide.
Yeah.
You wanted to share that?
I have more in suicide. I don't know if I probably, yeah, I do have that. Suicide. Okay. It says that, um, there's, one death every 11 minutes
Oh, wow.
of suicide. And there's 12.2 million seriously thinking about suicide. And there's 3.2 million that made a plan for suicide. And there's 1.2 million that attempted suicide.
We don't know that. And people don't know the seriousness of suicide nowadays.
And suicide, yeah, it increased 30% between the year 2000 and 2018.
Oh,
And then it
wow.
started to decline in 2019 and 2020. But it's the leading cause of death in the United States.
Wow. Do you have
Thank
it
you,
also
Nene.
broken? Do you also possibly have it broken down in ages?
Um, I think I do. I know I do for. Um, I was looking for that. I don't know if I have those stats with me.
I
Let me
was
keep.
just curious. I was just
Yeah,
curious.
I wanted to look at. I did. I think I do. Let me look. Oh, this is bullying.
And don't forget you wanted to talk about bullying too.
Yeah, I'm gonna because I can't. I don't have all the stats or the numbers for the ages, and because it did. I did. I know that it said the ages that most likely. Um, okay. Okay, it says that that suicide was among the top 9 leading causes of death for people ages 10 to 64.
Wow.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for people ages 10 to 14 and 25 to 34.
Wow.
And we're going to do, going to launch and do an event, which we are going to target, or the emphasis would be on bullying, as it relates to suicide, as it relates to domestic violence, as it relates to gun violence.
Wow.
Because when you're bullied, some kids that are bullied, we have cyberbullying.
Yeah.
We have, and that's really big. Matter of fact, when I was getting ready to do one of the, and I do have the stats for that, the bullying in schools, it's nationwide is 19% of students in grades 9 to 12 reported bullying in school. The percentage of students 12 to 18 that experience bullying in school hallways is 42.4%. Classroom is 42.1%. In the cafeteria is 26.8%. Outside on the school grounds is 21.9%.
Wow.
Online or texting is 15.3%. In the bathroom or lockers is 12.1%. And then also somewhere else in the school building is 2.1%. It says approximately 46% of the students aged 12 to 18 who were bullied during the school year notified an adult at school about bullying. And that's what we're about. We're going to go into the schools and educate the kids, even give them numbers. If we give them bracelet with the numbers on there, and you have the 988 number, someone's going to listen to you. Someone will hear you before, and we'll take action. I would love to have a task force group that will, if someone said that they were going to commit suicide, like we do in the juvenile halls, if a minor hollers suicide, we have a staff that sits on that minor for 72 hours. If it's 72 or 48 hours, somebody can correct me. And that minor is not out of that staff site for on his staff or her shift. The next staff that comes on the next shift is on that same minor 24/7. Someone is watching that minor. And then the next step is that they go to mental health, get reevaluated. Most of them end up getting on medication, but we take that very seriously. Some of them say we were playing. Oh, I'm just kidding. But you cannot play like that. If someone says that to me, I wished I had, if it wasn't me, someone that I could say, hey, watch this person very closely. Don't let them out of your sight right now.
Look at somebody.
Thank you, Maisel. That's one of the 5 Harveys. Thank you. OG5. Thank you, Nene.
You got a task force, Mama. You got a task force that's just logging in.
I know.
You got you got people. You got some foot soldiers on here, boo.
Yeah, I wanted to read something that my sister wrote, and we did put it on her obituary.
Okay.
And it says, Alanya, and it says, the curtains have been drawn, the stage lights have been dimmed. The crowd is expecting an encore, but Alanya has dropped the mic and left the building. Love, Auntie Deborah. But when she dropped that mic, I picked it up.
Say it again. Wait a minute.
She dropped the mic. I picked it up. And I'm gonna keep this up. Nene, you got me. I got you. I have a surprise for you. You just don't know. You and Alanya and the rest of them have no idea what I'm going to do, but that's okay. You will know. That's one of her best. That's her bestest friend. Yeah, and Yolanda also. I just remembered her name. Nene, let Yolanda know.
I'm so excited for you.
Thank you so much. I really I love you too, Nene. Really am excited, and like I said, we've blocked in a date for November 4th. Stay tuned. We'll definitely have that information on the website, on Facebook, Instagram. I'll be going door to door if I have to to get the word out, because it's very serious. It's very important that I do. Yes, I've cried a many a day. For some reason, I can hold it together while I'm speaking and while I'm engaging in events and things like that. But I fall apart when I'm by myself. It's a private thing for me, and unless I just can't help it, But right now, I'm really
And
in a,
you need to do that.
yeah, I'm in
You
a good
need to. You
space.
can't. If you don't do it, you'll lose your mind. You
Right.
need
I
to. You
do.
need to
Yeah.
do what you need. Any way that you have to cope, you have to do that. No matter what it takes, you have to be okay.
Yes. Thank you, cousin. Thank you, June. And you are right. Thank you so much. And thank you, because I did pick that mic up. Thank you so
Woo!
much. And so I am definitely I'm very serious. I have people that are in my corner that are that have the same we share the same passion. And
You
thank you,
got another
cousin.
big cousin.
Thank you, cousin. I
You
appreciate
got,
that.
you know what? Remember, even before we did the show, didn't I tell you had work? And then I
I
said
had work
God
to
was going
do.
to take care of you. Didn't I tell
Yes,
you that?
yes. And I have to say thank you, Ashley, for jump starting this, because if it hadn't have been for that phone call, I
Mm-hmm.
probably would have. And thank you, Pam, because I shut down the site too,
Mm-hmm.
and I shut down the post that I made, or the group that I made for her on Facebook.
Lullabies.
I shut it down.
And I asked you about it. Remember, I said what
Mhm.
was up? Because I would always go in there for the
Yeah.
most beautiful pictures.
Yes. And thank you, Pam, for and Val and Daryl, for all of them, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Ball, everybody, from posting pictures. I really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna continue doing that. And we're gonna keep the legacy alive. We're gonna keep going. As I'm going to do my best to get the word out to as many kids and
Mm-hmm.
save
They're
as many
needed.
children as I can. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about high school. We're talking about elementary school. We're talking about
Mm-hmm.
8 year olds.
Mm-hmm.
What 8 year olds that I know how to use a phone very well.
Mm-hmm.
They know that this is a tech world.
Mm-hmm.
Technology is a technological world. So yeah, I'm really
I'm excited. I know when you look at it, you lost your daughter, but I'm not saying but. That's not but. Um, it's gonna be so amazing. She left. She's amazing, and everybody's gonna know her name.
Yes, she left a legacy, and I promised, even on her page,
Mhm.
I promised that I promised you, I'm going to keep your name alive. I'm going to keep your
Yes.
legacy alive, and I promise you, I'm going to do that. And I
Hmm.
write that from time to time. And I also said something, and I did get quite a bit of response from that, and that was, suicide didn't take the pain away; it gave the pain to me.
Mm.
So I know SOS, survivors of suicide, they have a saying. I don't have the saying with me, but it's different from what I just said. But that's how I really feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like you took your pain away,
Mm-hmm. But you
whatever was,
transferred it.
you transferred it to me,
Mm.
and it affected my entire family, all of my friends, my
Mm-hmm.
probation family, um, just everybody that I knew. And a lot of people on here that I invited did not know anything about my story.
Oh
Never
wow.
spoken to some of these people, like my beautician. She never knew anything about my daughter, never spoke anything about her. And
Oh
there's some
wow.
people that are just that don't know. Now they know. And
Wow.
before I would never say, and people would ask me, well, what happened to her? I said, she was sick. I refuse to even answer that question.
Mm.
And one day I just broke down and I wrote it on Facebook. I said, yes, my daughter committed suicide. Yes, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember everything I wrote.
Mm-hmm.
And I just broke down because I couldn't hold it in anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of our probation family that did come to the funeral, they figured it out because of the way that the program was going and how people were speaking, because her poetry family did know what
Mm.
happened to her, because they did two memorials for her as well as
See.
the funeral. Yeah. And it wasn't, my daughter Janae wanted to have a funeral. I didn't. I wasn't going to have a funeral. I was just going to have a memorial. And she was so upset with me. And I said, okay, Janae, have a funeral. She said, I want closure. I said, but that's not closure for me.
Mm.
So I did have that. And then her wish in her writing was to be cremated.
Mm.
So that's what I did. Yeah. So I am really excited.
Me
Uh,
too.
I'm
I'm
really,
super excited. I'm excited for you, but you deserve it.
thank you so much.
You know your heart, look, and your heart. All the people that are showing up, probation. Look at
Yeah.
you guys are going to reach so many young people
Mm-hmm.
that need you.
Right.
You were talking about what you tell me. You were talking about retiring. Boo that no.
No, I'm really not retired. I never retired actually. I'm
Mm,
still, if still doing something. I still
yes,
have work to do.
you
I'm not
do.
finished. I'm far from it. Thank you.
Mm-mm. You got you guys, you and your foot soldiers and all the people that loved her and all the people that are struggling, especially now during the pandemic when people have
Right.
lost everything. They've lost hope, they've lost their jobs, they lost loved ones. And to hear a voice, somebody that loves and has that heart to love others like God gave you, you'll
Yes.
be able to really reach the people that no one else can reach.
Right. I thank you for that, because I did have two testimonies at the first event.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you, Roshan, for sharing your story with me. And it happened to be about her daughter. And after hearing my story, she said, I need to pay more attention to my child. I
Mm-hmm.
need to pay attention to, you know, look at the signs,
Mm-hmm.
look at check out the behavior, you know,
Mm-hmm.
if they're isolating themselves, or if they even speak about suicide to one of, that's why I started. I wanted to know if she told any of her friends. I would have been really upset with any of them.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you tell me?
Mm-hmm.
My brother Don, if he's on, thank you, Don. He mentioned something that Alanya said to him, and I said, you should have told that to me. It
Mm-hmm.
was a lie, but if like, they would tell other people but wouldn't tell me.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed to know that so I can know how to proceed, and know how to deal with this, because I'm still healing from this.
Right.
It will be 6 years June 12th. And see, I
Mm-hmm.
have double whammy because her birthday's June 11th. She took her
Mm-hmm.
12th.
Right.
So I have to deal with those. I deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Only by the grace of God, I deal with it. But
Mm-hmm.
through his you know mercy and grace, I am still here. I
Yes.
never thought about suicide. I never contemplated suicide. The only thing that I really wanted to do was run away.
Understandable.
Yeah, I just wanted to get away and pack my bags. As a matter of fact, and Kathy, if you're listening, and thank you for inviting me to your home, you and your husband. I went to Washington State. My sister and I, we said we got to go see our relatives in Texas, and thank God we did, because two of them passed away
Mm.
after we left. Not right after we left, but we had one that played on. We had a family member. He played on the Rams. His name was Willie Ellison, and he played in the '70s. And that's my maiden name, Ellison.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to see him as well. He was really close to my family. My father was blessed to and lived long enough to see my daughter run. I picked him up from the airport. We went to her track meet, and she was running, and he got to see her run. She did the 100 meters, 200 meters,
He
300
was killing
hurdles.
it.
She
She
was,
killed it.
and I asked her one day. I said, what are you thinking when you run? And she says, I don't know. I said, what's on your mind? Because she was out there killing it.
Mm-hmm.
She could have gone to state, but she didn't want to run anymore. So,
Oh, that's your daughter.
hello, no, somebody, I don't know who it is, but thank you. It said, rest in
Mm-hmm.
peace, Alanya. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you so much. Yeah, but yeah, it was
how's your sister doing?
my sister.
Her sister.
Oh, her sister. I think that her sister is um I personally feel like she should go and speak to someone as
Mm-hmm.
well, like I do. I still do. I even have a group that I can text. You know, we go back and forth. And
Mm-hmm.
I have a therapist that I talk to once a month, that's helped me tremendously because I couldn't have done this by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and also with the suicide SOS group, I'll go back to the group. They're having they meet like the first and the third Sunday of each month. And because I had started getting busy with events and things like that, I stopped going to those groups. I couldn't.
Don't stop. Don't
No,
stop. Yeah.
I still go to therapy, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
going back to the group. I will be dealing with my team as well. We'll meet on a regular basis because I want
Mm-hmm.
this to be one of the best events out
Mm-hmm.
ever, because we're going to target subjects that are very relevant now, and that is the bullying. That's going to be
Mm-hmm.
our main cover. That's our
Mm-hmm.
main headline. Under that umbrella, we will be talking about the topics that I said. That would be the suicide. It would be domestic violence, gun
Mm-hmm.
violence, and any other situations that would lead teenagers all the way to young adults to commit these kind of crimes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some of them have been bullied. I'm gonna take that back. Most of them have been bullied,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and not telling anybody and just taking it. Because the second event I had at her high school in their
Oh
little theater,
wow.
we had lighting, we had praise dancers, we had poets,
Wow.
we had food. Thank you, Miss Katie, for all the cooking and all the and had this let you know that she's Easy E's mom, the rapper.
Oh, easy eat.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Thank Trish if you're out there. That's his sister.
Wow.
So yeah, so she's always been there for me. She's like my surrogate mom, and she's always helped out at every event I've had.
Amen. I
She's just been the cook.
I see you going to Washington to talk about suicide.
I don't. Someone told me that I was going to be going near mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody in church. I don't know where. I'm not going. I'm not going anywhere.
Not
I'm
yet.
not
Not
yet. But
not yet.
if
But
it's
don't
meant
say never.
if it's meant for me to go, I'm going.
Yes.
Wherever the Lord leads me or guides me and tells me
Mhm.
what to do, I am going to do it. I am
You
going to be faithful
you
in doing that.
you are the woman
Yeah.
for the job.
Thank you so much, and I really appreciate everybody that is supporting me right now,
Mhm.
and the ones that couldn't get on, because I know Eddie texted me. I don't know if he ever got on, but if he did, thank you so much, cousin. He was the one that called me every morning after it happened and said, "If you need me, I'm there."
Amen.
Also, Phil was the one that texted me from Atlanta, Georgia, and he would text me every morning and to ask me, "How am I doing? Are you okay? What do you need?" And I had people that did that to me. And still to this day, he
Amen.
texts me. We text each other every day.
But
You
you
know,
need that.
I
You
have a
need that.
few. Yeah, I do need that.
You need that. And I'm grateful for the people that see the need that you have.
Yeah, I'm
And
grateful.
they're loving up on you because you need to be loved up on.
I really appreciate it, and I thank each and every one of you. Thank my immediate family. Like I said, my probation family.
Hmm.
My team. Shout out to Alania's friends and her aunts and uncles and cousins and everybody that impacted her life.
Hmm.
They, matter of fact, something she did before she took her life was she started to add her friends to my page. And I asked her, "Why
She
are you
knew
doing that?"
everything she was doing. She knew everything she was doing.
And I asked her, I said, "Why are you doing that? I don't want to be friends with your friends. I mean, I have my own friends." But she
Hmm.
knew she already
She knew
she
it.
had everything planned to the down to the wire. I don't know what that the symbolic of having incense and things like that. I thought maybe it was a sacrificial thing. I thought that's where my head went.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know that for a fact because I don't know anything about that. But it appeared it was just odd. It was some
When you're ready, God will show it
yeah.
to you. When
I
you're
believe,
ready, he will give you the answers.
I believe that
Mm-hmm.
because I haven't I haven't been able to read any of her book any of
Mm-hmm.
her journals as of yet. But I know that there's a lot of poetry that I will probably get published from
Mm-hmm.
journals. And matter of fact, her friends, I think they came to my house. I was three or four of them. They just wanted to sit in her bedroom
Mm-hmm.
because of the bedrooms were upstairs. They went upstairs and sat in her room and just sat there for a while, and then came back down. So I always everywhere I go because I've moved from that place. Um, I didn't want to move, but I finally just said I can't take it anymore.
Absolutely.
And I moved, and everything moved with me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't leave the feelings there. They don't stay in the building. They come with the
Right.
person. So
Absolutely.
I did. Everywhere I go, like I always say, if I have two or three bedrooms, I always say one's Alania's room. Go in Alania's room,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have her niece or my granddaughter will come over and say, "I'm going in Alania's room." I said, "Okay." And I have a couple of pictures of her. I don't have a lot of pictures around the house. I just don't. I used to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's her bedroom, and she loved blue, so I have blue in there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Anywhere I go, she'll always have a bedroom. And
Amen.
I can hear her laughing. I can see her smiling, and she had the most contagious laugh. So it's just, and she's laughing. I can hear her laughing now. Kind of like you know, keeping
Mom, you
me.
did it.
Yeah,
She
just
said, she
yeah,
said, Mom, you did it.
yeah.
You picked up the mic.
Finally, you picked up the mic. Finally, you're going to do this and be serious about it, and you're not going to let it
Woo,
time. You're going to go all the way
woo.
with it.
You picked up the baton
I picked up
because
the
she
baton.
ran. Because she
Hmm.
ran. And
Right.
Mama picked up the baton.
Yes, I did.
Hmm.
Amen. I did.
That's what she's saying. Thank you, Mom, for picking it up.
Yes, she is saying that, and I
Hmm.
appreciate that. And I'm going to do everything in my power to continue her legacy, and to everybody that supported me. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you for shouting out, and so the ones that I could see. I really appreciate that.
We've been posting up your Cash App and your
Okay.
email, but can you give the how people can get in contact with you again?
Oh, yes. Okay. If you want to contact me, my phone number is 562-413-9876.
And your email address
And then
again?
my email, and it's my personal email. You can always go to the website and post any comments and anything that you want, and I will respond. But you can, because we're getting the email for the business, I'll give you my personal email, which is MECHOLS as in Sam 54 at yahoo.com.
And one more time to tell them about the event that you have up and coming in November.
The upcoming event that we have set a date for November 4th, 2023. We're going to our headline, or the topic that we will be targeting at this particular event would be bullying. It's going to be and then we have several topics under that umbrella. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what we'll be doing on that day. We will definitely have speakers. We'll probably have singers. We will have probably someone dancing. We'll definitely do a raffle. We're going to have some giveaways. We'll
Mm-hmm.
have t-shirts. We'll have food. I might even do an auction because I do have some of her Barbies. I thought about
Wow.
auctioning out. I think I have 8 of them, and they never been open. So I thought about that, and I also have a Monopoly game, an old one that's never been open.
Oh,
So
the OG one.
OG, yeah, I might auction off those things because I really
Hmm.
don't want to keep them.
Okay.
So we're going to have a lot of things, and we're looking for Audrey, if you're out there. We're looking for support for. I do have a grant writer. Um, we're looking for sponsors and any volunteers that would like to assist and help in this. We do have different. We have a lot of things to do. Uh, so
Amen. You
yeah.
got a lot of things to do, and I'm just super excited for what the impact that you're going to have on a whole lot of people.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And anybody that, and what I said I would do, because I have so many people that I know that have different types of businesses, that if you'd like, I would get their business cards prior to the event, and
Mhm.
I'm going to put everybody's business cards in each of our packages that we give, that they win as a prize, or we give away, or whatever the case may be. So they'll have a contact to all of the crises hotline numbers on a card, and any other business that could that anybody that wants to participate or want their business to to
Mhm.
be recognized. I have no problem with that.
Okay. Well, that's it for our show, awesomeness.
Thank you so
And
much.
and I just want to tell you thank you, and I'm just so super excited. Thank you for sharing her with us and with the world, and excited for your future.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
The honor is ours.
Thank you.
So that's it for Driven to Empower You. We'll see you next week if God says the same.
Okay, bye everybody. Bye.